Hello everyone, my name is Deepak and today I will be presenting my project on the etiology of obsessive compulsive disorder or OCD. So my focus is on understanding what causes OCD from both a biological and a psychological perspective. And for this project I have reviewed two of the empirical studies, one that looks at the brain circuits using fMRI and one that investigates important cognitive traits linked to OCD. So this is an overview of the OCD. Uh, so basically OCD is a mental disorder that includes obsession, which are unwanted intrusive thoughts and compulsions, which are repetitive action people feel driven to do to reduce anxiety. Example include washing, checking, counting, and ordering. So basically, it's a condition where a brain circle gets stuck and can't perform any function anymore, which shows the biological perspective. And then mind tries to reduce anxiety by repeating actions or avoiding harms, which shows a psychological perspective. So it's a kind of cycle that's repeat itself again and again. For instance, like a person gets an unwanted thought, which leads to the anxiety, and then he starts doing certain actions to get the temporary relief, and then the thought back and the thought coming back again and again, and this cycle goes continues. And OCD affects around like 2 to 3% of the population, and research shows that OCD does not have a single cause. It involves both the brain and the psychological factor. So there are different types of articles, and before describing the studies, it's important to explain what empirical research is. So basically, empirical article collect the real data from the participants using tools like surveys, interviews, experiments, or brain scans. And these article includes method, result, and statistics. And review article summarizes many previous studies, but it do not collect the new data. And theoretical papers presents ideas or models about how mental disorder work, but again there is no experiment and no new data. And both of the articles that I have selected for this uh, topic is both the empirical studies. And here's the article 1, which shows the biological perspective. The first article is a biological study by Calza and the colleagues, and it published in the journal Frontier in Psychiatry in 2019. And the lead author works at the Technical University of the Munich, and this study focuses on a brain circuit called the CSTC circuit, which controls action, selection habits, and the stopping behaviors. So what are the issues and the hypothesis of this article? So the CSTC circuit has long been believed to be involved in the OCD. Previous research suggests that OCD patients may have disruptions in incident pathway, which is responsible for stopping unwanted action. And author also predicted that OCD patients would show increased functional connectivity in these of the specific subcortical regions in the brain, especially the STN, GPE, and GPI, where the STN stands for the subthalamic nucleus, GPE external globus pallidus, and GPI internal globus pallidus. So what this is the research design for the article 1. This study included 44 adults diagnosed with the OCD and 40 healthy controls. All participants underwent a resting state fMRI scan, meaning they were in the scanner without performing any task. And the researchers measured OCD symptoms using standardized tools like YBOCS, OCIR questionnaire, So, where Y BOCS stands for the Yale Brown Obsessive Compulsive Scale. What is it? Basically, it's a clinical interview scale used by psychologists and psychiatrists to measure OCD symptoms and their severity. Whereas the OCIR is an obsessive compulsive inventory revision, a self-report questionnaire used to measure OCD symptoms in research and non-clinical sample. And the key findings are the researchers found that the OCD group had significantly increased connectivity between the left subthalamic nucleus and the left external globus pallidus, and also between the external and internal globus pallidus. And these differences were only seen on the left side. Greater connectivity was also linked to more severe symptoms, and this suggests that the stroke system of the brain is overactive or misfiring in OCD. And this is the second article which shows the psychological perspective. And it was studied by the Nisro and colleague, uh, which was published in the Psychiatry International in 2024. The main author is affiliated with the University of Mcdonia. This study looks at psychological traits that may contribute to OCD symptom. These are the traits: harm avoidance, INC for incompleteness, IU for intolerance of uncertainty, and these are the issues and hypotheses. So, harm avoidance refers to a fear of danger. Incompleteness is the feeling that something is not just right, and intolerance of uncertainty involves being unable to handle unpredictable situations. And the author predicted that incompleteness would be the strongest predictor of OCD symptoms. And this is the research design for the article 2. This study used a large sample of 128 university students, and the participants completed three questionnaires: the OCIR for OCD symptoms, TCDQ for harm avoidance and incompleteness, and the IUS-12 for intolerance of uncertainty. And the researchers ran correlation and regression analysis to see which traits predicted OCD symptoms. And this is the key finding. The results show stronger correlation between OCD symptoms, all of these three psychological traits. Their OCD total score correlated 0.642 with harm avoidance and 0.670 with the incompleteness and 0.523 with intolerance of uncertainty. And the regression analysis showed that incompleteness was the strongest predictor of OCD symptoms, followed by harm avoidance. Intolerance of uncertainty was weaker, but it was still significant. Comparison between the psychological and the biological perspective. So, the biological study explains OCD at the brain level, showing that abnormal communication in CSTC regions may cause or maintain compulsive behavior. This psychological study explains OCD at the cognitive level, showing that certain personality traits and thought patterns are strongly associated with the OCD symptoms. And together, these studies give a full picture of how OCD develops. And this is the conclusion. OCD is a complex disorder influenced by both brain based and the cognitive factor. The biological study shows that hyperconnectivity in the CSTC circuit can lead to problems stopping intrusive thoughts and compulsive action. The psychological study shows that incompleteness, harm avoidance, and intolerance of uncertainty are powerful psychological drivers of OCD symptoms. Understanding both mechanisms help improve treatment and improves our understanding of OCD. And here's the reference which I have used for the assignment from the article 1, and this is the article 2. Thank you.